Hey guys, welcome back to Bets and Bed. We are the Fight Meat Bros, Matt and Nick, and this week we are breaking down for you a very stacked card, easily the most stacked card of the year in UFC 235. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say it: the cards just feel better when John Jones is headlining. Am I not correct
And when
here?
there's steroid drama, which we got yesterday, which is beautiful.
Oh yes,
I love it.
I love that everyone's instantly freaking out again. Like BJPenn.com is going to treat this as news every single time it comes out.
Our boy Phil, the MMA dude, is
ball.
He's gonna be in an early grave over
Yeah.
John Jones. He's already losing his mind on Twitter. He's like, I don't even know what to do at this point. His life is in shambles
Because of John Jones' positive steroid usage, which is awesome. But without further ado, we have a ton of bets to bet on. I have 8 on the card. Nick has 4. So we're just going to jump right into things. So right off the gate, my first bet is coming earlier on the card, and I know Nick has this on his card. I haven't even looked at his spread, but Mickey Gall over Diego Sanchez. I'm sure he has it at somewhere, but yeah, for me, I think it's a little bit steep at minus 240. Mickey Gall only has 6 fucking fights on his career, and a lot of them have been against nobodies. But Diego Sanchez has about 1,000,000 miles. Bad fucking highway or city miles. Is city miles worse than highway miles? City miles.
So.
He's got like 16
they're both just
million
bad.
fucking
I think
city
that matters
miles.
in gas, actually.
Really?
It's like gas mileage.
Which one's better or worse for the car? Whatever the worst one is for the car, those are the type of miles.
He's hit a lot of potholes.
Yeah, that Diego Sanchez has. So even at it being steep, I was thinking about taking him by submission, Mickey Gall, but Diego Sanchez has never been submitted. But I feel like this, doesn't really matter at this point, seeing that Gall's pretty good submissions and is young. But I love this bet.
I'm taking Mickey Gall by the TKO line.
Really?
At plus 215. I love that.
Oh, shit.
A huge play. That's the first one. I obviously had. I don't know if it's that people like to hate Mickey Gall. Stay tuned for a blog coming out about that.
He makes it easy.
I don't understand why people hate him.
He just looks unlikable. His just demeanor comes off as very
I don't get it.
Chad and Bratty in college. I think it's because he's young and confident, and people just don't like to see that shit.
Like he wears pea coats instead of tap out hoodies. I don't understand why people just instantly equate him.
The walkout too. But I love it.
But I think that's great. Whatever. I'll talk about that more. Go to the website for the blog later. But I just think. I agree. I do see the comparison to the Craig White fight where people are thinking Sanchez probably could out wrestle and just kind of hold Mickey Gall down. It's Diego Sanchez. He's broken, and Craig White can't throw. Doesn't really throw hands.
Not exactly
Mickey
great.
Mickey Gall isn't exactly K1 Mickey here, but I mean he's young and strong and fat. He's athletic, and so Diego Sanchez. He's got one good right hand. This is going to be. We're off to Scramblesville. Pound. I just think at plus 215 can't.
That is.
You're not betting on Mickey Gall getting a knockout at plus 215.
On the feet.
You're betting. Listen, you're betting on Diego Sanchez getting knocked out at this stage in his career at plus 215. That's the selling point.
The same way, kind of like a Cain Velasquez situation. We're just going to bet on his body giving out.
Yeah, exactly. It's the exact same thing. So, can't ignore that one.
I like that. Going to start off the card early with a win there. I think before that, I didn't really see anything I liked.
The only thing that I would say earlier, if you were going, it's not on mine, but if you were going earlier, if you really trust, I don't mind the Polyana Vienna, but I spelled that. Whatever.
There's no fucking way I can spell that right.
But against Hannah Cyphers, they gave Macy Barber Hannah Cyphers. It just seems like Hannah Cyphers is going to be like, we need you to get knocked out. We need something that looks good on a promo. Get out there and be somebody. So I'm not mad at anybody that takes a Vienna, but something with those it makes me nervous because I think Vienna's more submission based. So if she can't just take her down and strangle her right away, I don't know that I trust. She's not like a Macy Barber. Macy Barber throws heat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She throws the gas. Those hands.
So that's why I'm staying away from it. But I don't mind that earlier. Other than that, you've just got the weird dude that doesn't know what to do with his hands on the card, and a bunch of other weirdos.
All right. Nick's second pick was Poliana, lock of the week. All right. So my next pick is going to be Alejandro Perez versus Cody Stamann. Stamann is fucking diesel till he gills. He's probably the most jacked person in his weight class outside of Tyron Woodley and Francis Ngannou. The dude is fucking stacked. However, Alejandro is like the definition of scrappy.
Is he the guy that doesn't know what to do with his hands?
I think so. Yeah. He was the guy that. Yeah,
that guy's a psycho.
No, he is a psycho. But I looked over some of the film. He looked really good against like Matthew Lopez. Lopez was able to take him down, which I imagine is what Stamen's going to try to do. However, Alejandro did a great job of like being able to get up and rally later, and he's got some pretty good hands on his feet. So I think it's plus 170 here. So I like him there. I think it's pretty good value. And plus, I think he's won 7 of his last 9 in the all in the UFC. So he's beat some pretty solid fucking people. Stamen, he's got a few good wins, but I just don't think he's as good as people think.
Okay, you might as well do another one.
Yeah, because I gotta keep going here. I gotta keep rolling with the punches. And this next one, this one pains me a little bit because I was all on the hype train on him earlier. It's gonna come in Misha Serkinov versus Johnny Walker. This is where the Johnny Walker train ends. He's a fucking athlete, and it scares me because at 205, it seems like that's all you got to really do in the era of Alex Smith and Thiago Santos. It seems like if you're just a big athletic,
Smith?
not Alex Smith,
Anthony Smith?
Anthony Smith is what I meant. I got fucking
the Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs on my mind. It's still haunting me.
Football season.
Right, even though he's not even on the Chiefs anymore.
I know. Who's he play? I don't even know who he plays.
He plays for it's fuck.
The Argonauts.
No, Redskins.
Oh yeah, he does.
I think he does. But Anthony Smith and Thiago Santos were if you're just like big, athletic, light heavyweight that can hit it hard, you can pretty much drop anyone. However, I think Serkinov is experienced enough to know that he needs to take this to the ground. I have him not only by winning at plus 130, I have him by submission at plus 240, I believe.
Wow, I didn't really. I just
plus 250 for submission.
I don't know how to make. I couldn't make heads or tails of that fight. I have no idea, so it's off mine.
I almost bet either anything. Submission Serkinov plus 250 and TKO Johnny Walker, but it wasn't enough of a discrepancy, so I just doubled down.
Yeah, no, you might as well. I'd like that, but I couldn't confidently go heads or tails with that. That's we say this a lot. Yeah. I feel like we probably overuse this phrase too, but that's definitely one of those fights where it's going to be over in about 4 minutes, and you're just going to be like, should have seen that coming. Either way. Like if you win, you're like, well, obviously, and if you lose, you're like, I should have seen that. And I think that's on me.
I think because Johnny Walker was a late replacement.
I mean, he found out. I think he took not like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and plus he had fought like what 6 weeks ago, so he's not out of shape.
It's not like he has cardio. But him having a longer camp does not impact the fact that he's got what I anticipate to be about 6.5 minutes of cardio.
Oh God,
regardless.
Yeah.
Like so, him having a longer camp does nothing for him.
But I think I said because originally it was Serkinov versus OSP, right?
Yeah.
I think, which I said it's impossible to bet either of those correctly. So I'm going against my own advice, saying that I've never gotten a Serkinov bet right. Every time I think he's gonna lose, he fucking wins, and every time I think he's gonna win, he gets knocked out in the first. So there's a good chance he gets knocked out in the first.
I've gotten one Serkinov bet right, and that was when he fought the dude that proposed to his girlfriend
after he lost.
No, at the weigh-ins before he even got the win. Like didn't wait till, and then he broke that guy's jaw the next day because fuck that guy, Alex Nicholson. Total idiot.
So yeah, I mean, now that I think about it, probably a little dumb going double on it, but like I said before, because I hate it, I fucking love it. You could lock this one in. Maybe even take double units if you want. Getting cocky here.
Just throwing it around.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do another one, I guess, and then you can hit 2 more. So the names. I'm struggling with names, but the Weili Zhang and Tisha Torres fight, I'm going Tisha Torres at plus 110. Yeah. Like that. Weili Zhang beat up, I think, a 40-year-old Jessica Aguilar, and that's what we're building the hype. Don't get me wrong, looked ferocious.
Yeah.
But I just think that, and I expect her to. This will be close. This is one that I think will be close.
I think the over was over 2.5 rounds is like minus 330.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like this definitely has like
decision.
Yeah, and split. Not right. It's gonna be 2 rounds to 1, whether it's a split or not. I mean, somebody's winning this 2-1. Like I think both people are gonna. I don't think you're gonna get like a 30-27 sweep coming through. I just think that Tisha, she's back doing more work at ATT now, less in Colorado, so more. They definitely have more bodies.
Also, here she's single.
I don't think that's true.
Is it not? God damn it!
I think that I think the thing was she's just away from Raquel Pennington because she's been at ATT for this fight.
I saw one tweet that said she's single, and I was instantly hooked because I've long had a crush on Tisha Torres, and I know that goes the other way, but there's always hope.
there is always hope. So but I think that's why. I read that same thing, and then I figured out, because, I mean, Raquel Pennington, they still talk about it like they're still fiancé. I don't know how you say which fiancé.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I would say they're both fiancés. Well, but I guess a guy's a fiancé too, so that was just dumb on our part. All right.
Clearly not in the market for marriage.
That's point one for Tisha there. Like, you got us.
But I think a lot of pace. We got to see what Whaley's in. There's too many questions for me to not bet on a proven commodity. Like, Tisha Torres is losing to Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Jessica Andrade.
Rose Namajunas.
Yeah, even though those are like the top three. So
2 champs and 1 girl that was like a fucking...
a tank.
Yeah.
Jessica Andrade will be. I think that she's going to beat Rose. So she'll have lost to 3 champs. Like, she's a proven commodity. You know, you're going to get a lot of cardio. Hopefully you get a lot of wrestling. She's kind of gotten away from that.
Yeah.
But you figure maybe mix it back up. Maybe getting back down to ATT is going to help. Whatever. But I just think too many questions. And with a line to get it at plus 110, I mean, you might as well, if you're going to bet on this fight, you might as well just take the value as opposed to just go on the unknown chick.
Yeah.
I mean, you beat up a 40-year-old, so it's like betting on, what's her name with the glasses, Nadia Kesa, where it's like, oh, well, yeah, you've throttled a lot of people that are not very good at fighting.
Yeah, and that was my same logic, too. I have Tisha Torres as well, mostly because of the whole single news. I'm not going to lie, that was a major playing point. Thought, changing it up, changing out the fight camp, though. However, same thought process. I think Zhang has 2 wins in the UFC. I don't even... The other person... Yeah, I thought it was only 1. I thought she made her UFC debut, but I think that was just in November, but I think that was just the first time we had seen her because the other girl was just really worse. Shitty. Yeah, even worse. It wasn't anybody.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah, like, Tisha Torres has been there, lost to the best. Zhang looks fucking very, very, very good, although I just think they have very similar type of fighting styles, and I'm just going to go with the more seasoned bet here. And plus, I love betting on people that I like, and I love Tisha Torres. She's fucking #Bay all over the place.
I wonder if Matt likes Tisha Torres.
Yeah. I don't know.
Freezing in this base.
Yeah, it really is. You can probably see my nips through this fucking thing. All right, so next one. Now we're getting into the real meat and potatoes here. I'm going to go with a bet, and probably it's probably the 3rd most anticipated fight, which on any other card it would have been the most anticipated fight. But Ben Askren returning. You have to bet on Ben Askren. Either way, like if you're a Robbie Lawler guy or Ben Askren, like for him to come in the UFC, if you're a betting degenerate, you got to put some action on this card, on this fight. I'm going with Askren here by decision. No, not by decision. Yeah, Askren by decision at minus 150. I think it's way too high of a line. He's like minus 270 straight up.
Yeah.
That is fucking absurd. Like, Robbie Lawler is no easy opponent. However, I think coming off of a knee injury, as well as how we've kind of seen Robbie Lawler in the past couple fights, seems like he's starting to decline. Askren's too smart of a fighter to let this be a hands battle. He's gonna go straight to wrestling, and I just don't think Lawler's gonna have the ability to stop it.
So, piggyback off of that take, this is gonna be your first ever Ben Askren UFC debut 2-way play of the week.
Ooh,
I just made that up.
I love it.
You take that line right there, Ben Askren by decision. Double the units for 2. Then you go over on the Robbie Lawler TKO line, which I just saw this morning creeped up to plus 400.
What?
And you throw a nice little 1 unit. You can't lose. That, like, I almost considered making a double bet, my lock of the week, in this instance. And we have made no rules about having double units that are not your lock of the week. So,
I'll allow it.
But in this instance, at so I saw it at minus 145, actually. This morning.
Yeah.
But, so, whatever. Then so using small increments, you're still up $11 if you're doing 10 or 110 in this case for the sake of the show. So you got to you have to. There's no
Yeah.
Robbie Lawler's durable. Not like I just don't see Ben Askren. He's not going to hit him hard enough to TKO Robbie Lawler. That's not happening. Absolutely.
He's a tough motherfucker.
He would have to submit him, and if there's one thing that Robbie Lawler does really well, it's just like he's really good at just like not allowing people to advance or to get. I just see Ben Askren like rinse, wash, repeat takedowns, but I don't see him just holding Robbie Lawler down and
Khabibing him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because A, he just doesn't hit that hard,
No.
and B, I just don't see him like when's the last time he submitted somebody that isn't from one? Never. so it's just like this is going to be clear-cut decision as can be.
Yeah.
And then if Robbie Lawler, if this stays on the feet for more than 5 minutes, Ben Askren's getting TKO'd.
Yeah, I could definitely see.
If Ben Askren goes out and cannot get any takedowns in round 1, and Robbie Lawler's like, oh, well, now I'm not afraid of that anymore, Ben Askren's getting TKO'd.
I could see it going, round 1 clearly goes to Askren, where he just on the, 3.5 minutes of top control over a couple different takedowns. Round 2, he goes out there and eats a couple of stiff right hands, and then you just see him kind of wobble a little bit, and then Robbie Lawler goes in for the kill. Yeah. I could definitely see that happening. I'm hoping it doesn't. I definitely wouldn't take Askren straight up. There's just not enough value there.
That's why you just get the insurance policy of Robbie Lawler, and you can just multiply those units all the way up. If you got a big bank account, you put 60 units on the Ben Askren decision line, and then 30 on the Robbie Lawler TKO line, and you're going to the bank either way until Robbie Lawler snatches up a guillotine and then you kill yourself.
Yeah, I would fucking lose my mind if that happens, because I'm for sure going to bet that night of. I'm taking your bet too. Oh, God damn it. Now you got me scared. All right, so I have one more before my lock of the week. Comes in the main event. The return of John Jones for the second time in the UFC. I have him TKOing Alex Smith of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's only Anthony Smith in the same night. It's minus 150 by TKO, and I'm going straight off the fact that
it's still minus one.
Yeah, for just TKO,
that makes sense, but
going from 900 to minus 150, there's just no way Alex Smith lasts 5 rounds with John Jones.
I was gonna say, what was just a straight John Jones inside the distance line?
I didn't see one. I was just looking for.
He just took it off. It's higher than the John Jones straight up.
Yeah, exactly. No, I was looking for it because I'm I could kind of see him submitting him one way, just to finish it.
No.
So I might.
This will be over before.
It just does. Yeah, if you could find it inside the distance line, you fucking take it, because there's just Alex Smith is not going to last 5. This fight is not
Alex.
Yeah. Now you got Alex Smith stuck in my goddamn head. Now I'm gonna keep it. You better believe on Saturday I'm gonna be referring to him.
Alex Smith.
Alex May Smith is going to. He's just not going to be able to make it out of the 5 rounds. And if he does pull off the upset, it's going to be a TKO. I might just bet also this doesn't go to a decision in general.
I was going to say I'm too much of a pussy to do it, but I was really eyeing up the minus 180. Fight starts around 2. The thing is, if John Jones decides, it's over when John decides it's over. So if he decides to go over there, just walk straight across the cage, do a stiff arm, take his 1 free warning that he gets for eye pokes, and then just take Anthony Smith down and just elbow a hole in his face, the fight's going to be over 5 minutes, 2 minutes. But if he's I'm going to play some range and show people some new tools I've been working on, I could easily see the first round just being a complete waste of time, and then he'll just finish him in the second. So that's why but I'm too much of a pussy to do it, because when he wants it to be over, could be over. So if he decides from the jump, it's I don't really feel like being here. I want to go party. Then,
depending on where I'm at, money wise, if I'm up big going into that last fight, I'm gonna be betting probably Jones straight up, probably Jones by TKO, and probably round 2 and round 3 finish. I just feel that's John Jones' sweet spot, and it very much seems if John Jones...
And take the draw line. It's up at plus 35,000. So.
That would be unreal. John, like you said, with he wants to show off some things. He definitely likes the showboat. And I feel he's going to go out there, he's I'm going to just show how much better.
A kick or something. Yeah. He's going to make sure he gets that in 3 times before he closes.
And he's not scared enough of Anthony Smith to be I got to make sure I finish this as soon as possible.
I don't think that there's anything about Anthony Smith that scares John Jones. When Anthony Smith's I'm a better fighter than him, but he's a better martial artist. Yeah. It's no.
Yeah, neither.
That's not how that works, but okay.
But yeah, so again, moving on to our locks of the week, everyone's most anticipated,
because we've been the same one.
I know we have the same one because we've left out the same fight. Where are we at with locks? You know, we've been pretty lights out.
I think we're gonna jinx it, but
we've been pretty lights out. I want to say even
no, we have not lost one yet.
We've not lost one yet. We are undefeated on locks this year, which means we can't possibly lose. So I'm going to say my lock, and it is going to be the same as Nick's. I know it. Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. Straight up. You might have it by TKO.
No, I have it straight up.
Straight up. Tyron's just not good. I bet this fight on Monday because I saw the line at like minus 190. I was like, oh, it's dropping. Put in a bet for 2 units on my own card. Then I saw it drop down to like minus 145. You know what I did? Went back in, bet more.
I saw it as low as 130 yesterday, and I was gonna jump in, but I just felt like the line was in free fall. I was like, this might get to even money. And then it didn't. It's back up at 150 now. But
if it gets up to even money, where it's like even minus 115, like each side, I'm gonna match
car.
Yeah, I'm selling my parents' car, and I'm gonna match whatever I've already bet and double it down. I just, again, with the same way as John Jones and Anthony Smith, I don't see Kamaru Usman being able to make it through a full 5 rounds without getting dropped by Tyron Woodley. Like, he's just so fucking powerful with that, and I don't...
Usman's is not great at striking.
Not great at striking, to the point where he's not going to be able to really put the pressure on Tyron. And Usman's a very good wrestler, but Tyron Woodley is a fucking D1 All-American wrestler as well. And has like the best takedown defense ever next to John Jones.
Literally ever. No, I think his is better.
Yeah, and Kamaru Usman's very, very fucking good, but he's not going to be able to keep going in for those shots without eating a strong fucking right hand.
I actually have a little more in depth, but so one thing, after watching some tape, I did get a little nervous with Tyron Woodley does back himself into the fence a lot.
Yeah.
And if Usman can just clinch, generally the guy that's pushing the guy up against the fence is going to bank rounds.
Yeah.
So I anticipate there's going to be a lot of... I actually don't think that this fight is going to be very exciting in terms of excitement. Up until the moment where Usman gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Like, I really think there's going to be a lot of inactivity, but and people are like, oh, well, Usman just is... Look at his style. Like, he went in on RDA and just pushed him up against the fence and beat him up. And Damian Maia, he did the same thing. And Emil Mech, he did the same thing. And so all these people, he's able to just kind of bully. And Usman, I actually probably do agree with a lot of people when they say that Usman's probably got better cardio than Tyron Woodley. It doesn't show because Tyron Woodley does a great job of managing his cardio. But if you just had like, all right, start sprinting, I think Usman's probably got more gas in the tank. I just, like we were saying, I find it really hard to believe that he's going to get Tyron to the ground often enough to tire Tyron Woodley out. Like, if fat-ass Kelvin Gastelum couldn't do it 6 years ago, when Tyron Woodley wasn't even close to as good of a striker as he is now, I have a hard time thinking that it's going to be... that he's probably will get him to a hip or something, maybe a couple times. I could easily see that happening. But I don't think it's going to be what everybody thinks the Ben Askren Robbie Lawler fight's going to be, where it's just suffocation. And also... Damian Maia, RDA, like Emil Mech, none of these guys have... I mean, I guess Emil Mech kind of does, but he's just not as good. I think we can all agree, not as good as Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
But those other guys, zero threat of engagement. Like, Usman can just walk into clinches.
They don't have to worry. He doesn't have to worry about getting dropped.
Exactly. It has nothing to worry about. That's why I think there's going to be a lot of lulls in this fight, because it's going to be Usman deciding when he can jump into clinch and just knowing that at any moment he could just get rocked. I don't see him having the defensive striking tools to like consistently figure that out over 5 rounds of how to just like keep clinching. And I just think you'll get a lot of overhook. Yeah. You'll get a lot of pummeling on the fence and just, all right, ref steps in, break it up. There's going to be a lot of that, but in between that, like Usman's the one that has to navigate the danger every time to do what he wants to do. Tyron Woodley doesn't really care. Like, I don't think Tyron Woodley's going to try to take him down at all.
No,
I think Tyron Woodley's just going to try to take.
No, I think he's gonna just wait for his time, wait for that punch, and try to drop him. And you think with Wonder Boy, like, think of how good a striker Wonder Boy is compared to Usman, and the fact that Woodley still found ways to just like drop him clean. It's like Wonder Boy is like an expert at evading damage, and Tyron Woodley is that quick and that powerful.
Both fights.
Yeah, he'll find a way to just like drop you, and I think that's what's going to end up happening. Kamaru Usman's going to get a little bit frustrated without being able to take him down, moving a little reckless, and then Tyron Woodley's going to drop him, and then pretty much, well, maybe not darce him like Till, but the same type of thing, just fucking swarm him.
Even
TKO.
if he just like gets him rocked once and he's just kind of like off and he's in rocked zone, like a la TJ Barrow 1, where it's like he catches him with that head kick and you can tell like he's just on another planet for the rest of the fight. Like something like that. I also just can't. Like, is Kamaru Usman really going to be the 170-pound shit? Come on.
I really don't. I'm betting really big, and I don't want that to happen.
I just don't see where there's like what Usman has outside of the car. Like I see the cardio argument. I'm just saying
and the physicality with it.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously like the best athlete Tyron Woodley's fought.
Yeah,
since. But I just think he's going to have to navigate the area that nobody wants to navigate with Tyron Woodley, and to do that you need skills like a Rory McDonald has, where it's like, oh, okay, I have good striking, like Usman's got great distance management for grappling, but he doesn't have the Rory McDonald jab. Okay, like he's not smooth defensively, I guess is the best way to put it, with his hands. It's just he's like strong and he bullies people, and I don't think you're gonna bully Tyron.
No, I would be more scared like about the cardio, but Tyron's gone 5 rounds before, and like you said, it's just the like his usage management. If it has to go 5 rounds, he'll make sure that like he's keeping you on your toes enough that he's not able to gas out. He's not gonna be able to go in there, like you said, just bully him around. At least not unless he wants to get dropped. So I'm thinking Woodley. I might. Who knows what night of the card, how much I'm going to put on this, but let's just say it will be a very depressed Matt. Yeah, it'll be a very depressed Matt if we get an Askren, Woodley, and John Jones loss. I might kill myself. I'm not making that bet. I'm not going full Barstool.
I might just go parlay those 3.
I might I might parlay the opposite just in case as like a suicide hedge. It's like at least this will keep me from killing myself.
You would be so like you'd be flush it. I wonder what that pays out. Also with the Tyron Woodley thing too. I mean, I just don't want to be robbed personally of a Tyron Woodley Colby Covington in cage confrontation after the W. I think we can all agree that Tyron and Colby getting in there and just like Tyron Woodley just basically telling him that he's a moron would be a lot funnier than Usman getting in there and saying whatever the fuck he's gonna say.
No, it's funny with this whole
Division 2 is every bit better than Division 1, which
doesn't make any sense. But it is funny how Colby's going specifically after Usman, which logic would tell you it's like, wouldn't you go after the champ and share with the champ? But I think Colby is so committed to knowing that Usman's going to lose and that Colby knows he's not getting a title shot. So he's like setting up the fight that leads to a title shot because I guess that would be a smart move. Or Colby's just a bigger idiot than I even took him for and he thinks Usman's going to win.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But anyways, tune in with us at Below the Belt MMA on Twitter. We'll be live tweeting all of our bets. And I'd be surprised if I didn't take every single one of them day of. These are just the ones I'm confident about. But till next week.
These 18 are the ones.
These 18 ones. All right, guys. Take it easy. See you next week.